Yeah, I mean, I think I communicate mostly with probably like NECA and player leadership more than anything. And I try to do the best I can, I always want to be respectful of everybody and treat everybody with kindness. Like, I think that's really important. But at the same time, relationships are really important to me. And I think we can always improve in that area. I think that can improve a lot of things. I think communication can improve overall. Me and Adam have a great relationship. I know he was here tonight supporting us, so that was great to see. And, I think we can just probably continue to improve in that area. And, like I said, like communication and relationships solve a lot of issues and a lot of problems.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clark Update. It's great to have you here for another brand new video, and I hope you're all having an amazing day. Today's story comes with several unexpected twists, so make sure you stay with us through the final moment because you definitely won't want to miss what happened. With that said, there's no reason to delay any longer, so let's get straight into the biggest story making headlines today.
So Kathy is probably done. She is probably done as commissioner. It says here, Kathy Engelbert helped the WNBA capitalize on growth, but now her relationship with players is holding it back. Obviously, they're talking a little bit about all this other stuff. And yeah, so a lot of insiders are saying this is Kathy Engelbert's last year. And it's so funny. People are like, oh yeah, she hasn't made any effort to prioritize a relationship with Caitlin Clark as one of like the negative things. And people are like, oh, they're just...
Welcome back. Today's story is packed with shocking twists that nobody saw coming. What happened has fans talking everywhere, and the biggest surprise comes at the very end. You do not want to miss a single second because this could change everything. Stay with us as we break down the explosive story that's making headlines right now.
Executive team, executives, like people are calling out Kathy Engelbert, man, saying she's just not fit for the job. It is getting crazy for her. Let's listen to what, I think her name is Courtney. Let's listen to what Courtney had to say right here.
Engelbert has turned the WNBA into a mechanism for political discourse that goes off the rails instead of it being a sports engine. There is not a worse commissioner in pro sports than Kathy Engelbert. And I could go on for the entirety of this segment, but I'll give you this so we could, yes, I know it can be a little long-winded. The Dan Patrick thing, canceling the interview, saying that her PR arm told her that it wasn't a good idea. Well, you are the commissioner of the league. You can decide to go on and face tough questions. If you want your league to be taken seriously, stand out in front of some of the discourse that's going on around your league. You've allowed Caitlin Clark to become hijacked in narratives that have nothing to do with...
The moment her name was announced, loud boos filled the arena. Just seconds earlier, fans had watched one of the most exciting All-Star games in WNBA history as Team Collier defeated Team Clark 151-131 after a record-breaking performance. Everyone expected the usual trophy presentation, with Commissioner Kathy Engelbert walking onto the court, smiling for the cameras, and handing over the championship trophy. But this time, everything changed. Before she could even reach the players, the crowd erupted with boos, creating an awkward and unforgettable scene that instantly became the biggest talking point of the night. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. More than 90% of viewers still haven't subscribed, even though it's free and only takes a second. Your support helps us bring you more breaking updates like this. Now, let's get into what really happened.
This is your final year. Adam Silver getting ready to fire her come year's end. This Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark situation appears to be the straw that broke the camel's back. We are getting leaked information, and it's coincidence, right? Kathy Engelbert not only makes the WNBA look bad by not showing up to the Dan Patrick interview, the WNBA being under the umbrella of the NBA, in turn, you're making the NBA look bad as well. You're making Adam Silver look bad as well. You're making it seem like Adam Silver doesn't know how to pick the correct leadership when it comes to who's leading the
The boos didn't come from just one part of the arena. They spread across multiple sections, becoming so loud that the broadcasters had to speak over the crowd to continue the broadcast. It wasn't the first time this had happened either. Kathy Engelbert had faced similar reactions at a previous All-Star event, when many fans were upset about player salaries and collective bargaining negotiations. That makes this moment stand out even more. It wasn't just a few unhappy fans reacting in the heat of the moment. For the second straight year, the commissioner was booed during the league's biggest celebration. When the same thing happens at back-to-back All-Star games, many people see it as more than a one-time incident. They see it as a strong message from the crowd.
Ultimately, the issues around Caitlin Clark. are not largely about officiating. And that particular incident is not about whether a foul should have been called at the time in the game or whether that was ultimately a flagrant on review. And I've come to know Caitlin really well. She's an incredible player and also an incredible person. And she wants to focus on being the player she can. And she's become a bit of a political football in this country. And I think it's incredibly unfair to her. I don't think that issue is ultimately about officiating. It's sort of, it's become political ping pong with her. And she's a young woman who is trying to improve her.
What made the moment even more dramatic was the timing. The boos came during a weekend when Cathy Engelbert was already facing questions about whether she would still be the WNBA commissioner in 2027. As speculation about her future grew, cameras captured thousands of fans booing her on the league's biggest stage. It was an uncomfortable scene that quickly grabbed everyone's attention. Even with the crowd against her, Engelbert walked forward, presented the trophy, stayed calm, and smiled through the ceremony. That unforgettable moment became the starting point for everything that followed.
Friend of the Sports Business Journal, Cathy Engelbert reportedly thought a suspension was too steep because a foul wasn't called live. But reportedly, Adam Silver saw clear evidence of a flagrant foul and urged Cathy Engelbert to act immediately. Now, the WNBA denies this account, but here's the part where the history matters in all of this. During Game 4 of the 2016 Finals, Draymond and LeBron James got tangled up on the floor. No flagrant foul was called live, but Adam Silver and the NBA reviewed it afterwards, assessing Draymond Green a flagrant foul 1, his 4th point, suspending him for Game 5 of the Finals. Now look at Alyssa Thomas. No call was called live. No flagrant foul was called live. But then after the game, elevated to a flagrant foul penalty to a suspension as well as a $1,000 fine. Different league, different player, but striking similar process. But here's where things get even more interesting. According to this report, those closest to Cathy Engelbert believed that she was in an unenviable situation where she didn't want to show favoritism to Caitlin Clark and also didn't want to overlook the fact that players felt overshadowed by Caitlin Clark, which is where reportedly her hesitation came from. But Adam Silver
When reporters asked Cathy Engelbert during the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago if she expected to remain commissioner in 2027, she did not give a direct answer. Instead, she talked about how proud she was to lead the league during a time of rapid growth, highlighting the WNBA's progress and success without clearly saying whether she planned to stay. She never simply answered yes, and that caught people's attention because leaders who know they are staying often say so without hesitation. Around the same time, frustration over league leadership continued to grow. Critics pointed to strong public comments from players, including Nafisa Collier, who sharply criticized the league's leadership during an interview. Those remarks quickly became a major talking point and continued to resurface whenever Engelbert faced tough questions. As a result, by the time the All-Star Trophy ceremony arrived, many fans were already focused on the growing debate over the future of the league's leadership, making the crowd's reaction impossible to ignore.
Everybody with kindness. I think that's really important. But at the same time, relationships are really important to me. And I think we can always improve in that area. I think that can improve a lot of things. I think communication can improve overall. Me and Adam have a great relationship. I know he was here tonight supporting us, so that was great to see. And, I think we can just probably continue to improve in that area. And, like I said, communication and relationships solve a lot of issues.
Engelbert denied several parts of Nafisa Collier's story, especially claims about a conversation involving Caitlin Clark's importance to the league. She said Collier's version of events was not accurate. But once detailed accusations become public, simply denying them often doesn't end the debate. That was the atmosphere surrounding Clark's comments this season. Unlike Collier, Clark has never publicly attacked Engelbert or criticized her in an emotional press conference. That's not her style. Instead, Clark has taken a calmer approach, making thoughtful comments that suggest the league still has important problems to fix. While she hasn't directly challenged the commissioner, many fans believe she has become more willing to acknowledge that not everything within the WNBA's leadership is working as it should.
WNBA has so much to be proud of, and I feel like we're always so focused on the negative when we can be focused on the positive. And WNBA leadership has created a lot of positives for this league too, and that should be celebrated. And Cathy has also brought a lot to this league and helped us reach new milestones. But there's always room for improvement in everywhere of a business. And I think we can, just go back and reflect and find ways to get better. And but overall, I think relationships.
The Alyssa Thomas incident became one of the biggest moments, fueling questions about the relationship between Caitlin Clark and the league's leadership. During a game, Thomas made contact with Clark's throat, and the replay quickly spread across social media. Reports later claimed that Commissioner Cathy Engelbert was not planning to suspend Thomas until NBA Commissioner Adam Silver became involved behind the scenes. Thomas was eventually given a one-game suspension, a flagrant foul, and a fine. However, the WNBA denied reports that Engelbert had been unwilling to take action on her own. Even so, the story had already gone viral, leading to widespread debate among fans and media. The biggest question that emerged was simple: who is responsible for protecting the league's biggest star? As long as people continue asking that question, the controversy is unlikely to disappear, regardless of the league's business success.
It probably will be Kathy's last season, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, and we also talked about this during the whole CBA thing. It was a disaster. And Kathy has done a lot of incredible things for the WNBA, and a lot of things that I personally have heard that have gone on behind the scenes that we actually don't see publicly. She's done a lot to make sure that this league stays afloat. But again, it seems like it's more from the business side and not so much the relationships that she builds with players. And there have constantly been more and more players coming out and saying that they don't have a relationship with her and she's not doing great and things need to be better. And I do think that there has been just so many fires across the WNBA that haven't been put out quickly enough. The PR hasn't been great. The marketing hasn't.
Many fans believe Caitlin Clark should be able to focus on basketball without constantly being surrounded by controversy. After the Alyssa Thomas incident, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver was asked about what happened. He said Clark had become a political football in the United States and acknowledged that she had faced unusually intense attention. At the same time, he said it would not be fair to either Clark or Cathy Engelbert to treat one incident as proof of a larger conspiracy. Even so, many people noticed that the head of the NBA chose to speak publicly about a WNBA issue, something he was not required to do. His decision suggested he viewed the situation as important. Reports also claimed that Silver was working behind the scenes to improve communication with Engelbert while continuing to push for action when needed. Whether or not every report was accurate, the situation fueled ongoing debate about the league's leadership and how it handles its biggest stars.
Terrible. One of her number one problems is not publicly heading trouble off at the pass. And I'm talking about having a press conference, getting in front of people, and taking the bullets. She refuses to do it. Remember, she's literally at the same golf tournament where Dan Patrick is hosting his show, and she backed out. She ghosted him on an interview that went mega viral after she did it because Dan Patrick drowned her, and then so did everybody else. She refused to take.
There have been several moments that highlighted how highly Adam Silver views Caitlin Clark's impact on basketball. During an Indiana Pacers broadcast, he spoke about her incredible popularity and how the Indiana Fever had become a major attraction. He pointed to rising ticket sales, strong jersey sales, higher TV ratings, and growing interest from fans around the world. Those comments quickly spread across social media because many people saw them as a clear sign of how valuable Clark has become to the sport. Silver never suggested that recognizing Clark's success takes anything away from other players. Instead, he openly acknowledged that her influence has helped bring more attention to women's basketball and has become an important part of the league's continued growth.